What's up, you guys? It's Aditi. Welcome back to our channel. Welcome to a new series that I've started on our channel as psychological experiments. So, the first experiment we'll learn about is learning. Pavlov's dog. It's a very famous experiment or a very famous theory. I'm sure you must have learned. I'm sure you must have heard somewhere or the other. But the thing is that Pavlov wasn't exactly doing this research, he just stumbled upon it. So let's see what exactly he was up to and how did he stumble onto this. In the early 20th century, a Russian physiologist, Ivan Pavlov, was studying about the digestive system of dogs. He had created this apparatus or a device that was hooked onto the dog's mouth to collect saliva. What he originally wanted to do was he was going to give dogs various kinds of foods and then see how differently these different kinds of foods activate the digestive system. You can measure how reactive a digestive system is by seeing or collecting, measuring the how much saliva do you have in your mouth. Now, normally, when food is put in our mouth, the salivary glands react to it and they start secreting saliva into the mouth to help us in chewing and digestion. And this is a very natural reflex and an involuntary one in both, in animals as well as humans. So, this apparatus was used to detect and collect the saliva that was produced by the dog whenever the food was put into the mouth. So early on, things were okay. So the food was prepared, the food was put into the dog's mouth, and then they would see this sudden change of drooling in the presence of food. So after a few trials, when a research assistant would approach the cupboard or when he would start preparing the food or just bringing the dish filled with food to the dog would start salivating. And most scientists would find this as a nuisance. Like, how am I supposed to measure saliva due to different kinds of foods if the dog doesn't have food in his mouth and is already salivating? This salivation that is occurring even before the food is in their mouth is what we would call learning. The dog has learned and he has formed this association between the food being in his mouth and the dish or the preparation of the food or the research assistant just approaching the cupboard which has food in it. So they are reacting as if the food is already in their mouth. And this phenomenon, or whatever you want to call it, Pavlov called this as classical conditioning. Conditioning is what Pavlov referred to as the procedure in which learning occurs. Stimulus can be defined as any object, event, or experience that causes a response, the reaction of an organism. Now, in the case of Pavlov's dogs, the food is the stimulus and salivation is the response. Well, actually, food is the unconditioned stimulus and salivation is the unconditioned response because it is unlearned and it is naturally occurring. If you put food in dog's mouth, the dog will salivate. The dog did not need to learn the link between the unconditioned stimulus and the unconditioned response. It is natural, it is automatic, it is a physiological response, and hence it is unconditioned. We were born with it actually. So the sight of the dish or the research assistant approaching the cupboard or research assistant preparing the dish, these things became the neutral stimulus. Neutral because they are stimuluses but they are not actually evoking any kind of a response in the dogs. But when the dog has seen, has observed, I guess I can say, this happening in a sequence. So like, where the research assistant approaches the cupboard, he takes out the food, he prepares the food, he puts it on the dish and brings the dish to the dogs and puts the food in the dog's mouth. All of this happens in a sequence and the dog has learned to understand that all of these sequences means कि मुझे खाना मिलने वाला है. So when a previous neutral stimulus through repeated pairing with an unconditioned stimulus, यानी यहाँ पे food, begins to cause the same kind of response, that's when you can say the learning has occurred. and then this neutral stimulus gets converted into a conditioned stimulus. Conditioned ante conditioned. Condition somebody, they have learned it. And then the response that is given to the conditioned stimulus is not very strong as it would be for an unconditioned stimulus. That's why we give a new name and we call this type of salivation to the conditioned stimulus as conditioned response or conditioned reflex. So he decided to use a bell as a neutral stimulus this time. So when he rang the bell, the dog did not respond to it in any way, did not salivate, didn't do anything, because he was not conditioned. This is before conditioning. So what Pavlov did was that he would ring the bell and then he would present the dog with the food, which would make the dog salivate. He repeated this process over and over again. The repeated pairing of the neutral stimulus and the unconditioned stimulus is a process known as acquisition, because the organism is acquiring learning. Okay, and after a while Pavlov would just ring the bell and would not present the dog with the food, and the dog would start salivating. And this is how we learned, like the dog learned. The dog learned and he formed an association between the bell and the food, and he would start predicting the presence of food, and hence he would start salivating. So after the dog has learnt it, even if you do more trials, it wouldn't make much of a difference because the dog has reached a point called as asymptotic. But what would happen if you would just ring the bell and would not present him with food? What do you think? How would the dog behave? So in the first few times, he will react the normal fashion the way he did. He will drool, he will salivate, but after a point, he will learn that the bell does not associate with food anymore. The bell does not predict the presence of food, and hence he will stop salivating, which is what we will call as extinction. The term extinction seems to mean something that's totally gone, poof, dead, never coming back, like dinosaurs. But when it comes to learning aspect, whatever we have learned, we cannot actually unlearn it, So if you give the dog 24 hours, like Pavlov did, and you again ring the bell the next day, he will salivate like he did with Pavlov, and that's something we call as spontaneous recovery. Now Pavlov also found that similar sounding bells would also produce the same conditioned response from his dogs. He and his other researchers noticed that the response was not as strong as that for an original bell that was used every time, but for the other fake bells, as we can say, there was the same response, but it was not as strong. And so the tendency to respond to a stimulus that is similar to the original conditioned stimulus is known as stimulus generalization. So of course, to correct this behavior, Pavlov would only give the dogs food when they salivated after the ringing of the original bell, and Pavlov would not give them food even if they salivated when a similar sounding bell was rang. And obviously, like we spoke about in extinction, agar khana nahi denge after the bell, the dogs will stop salivating, and that's exactly what happened. The dogs learned that the bell, like is आवाज को नहीं मिलता है, you only get it for the original sound of the bell, and this phenomenon you can call it as stimulus discrimination. Another concept in classical conditioning is higher order conditioning or second order conditioning. So what occurs in this is that a strong conditioned stimulus is paired with a neutral stimulus. So the strong conditioned stimulus acts as an unconditioned stimulus. So what would happen if Pavlov lit an electric bulb and then rang the bell, which would cause the dog to salivate because of the ringing of the bell associating कि भी खाना मिलने वाला है. So the sequence would be bulb, bell, salivation. So the lighting of the bulb gets associated with the ringing of the bell, just the way the ringing of the bell got associated with the presence of the food, and which caused the response as salivation. That is it for today's video. We learned about Pavlov's dog and classical conditioning. I hope you're enjoying this new series that I've started of psychological experiments. Leave it in the comment section below. Let me know what you think about this new series. If you have enjoyed this video and if you learned something from this, please give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to this channel, support me, join this community, hit the bell notification so you'll be notified every time I post a new video. And I'll see you next Friday with another psychology video.